In this video, you'll learn about the data model, which describes how Roblox experiences function. In computer science, a data model is a storage and organization system with rules about how to organize objects, how objects behave and interact with each other, and when they should update or change according to those interactions. This organizational framework allows people and machines to agree on how to define and execute functionality. Roblox provides a default data model for each place of an experience so that you can edit and organize objects to define how an experience works. This default data model stores and organizes all objects that make up the 3D world of a place, such as its parts, meshes, terrain, and lighting, and all objects that control runtime behavior, such as scripts and services. Understanding both the general structure of a place's data model and how the Roblox engine uses it as a source of truth for the place's state is important for understanding where to place and configure different types of assets as you develop on the platform. Let's get started. There are many different types of Roblox objects with a wide variety of uses, but you'll frequently work with parts, scripts, and services. Parts make up the 3D objects in your environment. Scripts make up the logic of how those objects behave, and services let you run out-of-the-box logic from Roblox. Speaking of services, while you have a lot of flexibility in how you organize objects in your data model, the Roblox engine expects certain types of objects to be in certain container services so that it can enable their behavior appropriately. The main high-level categories of container services that you can see within the Explorer window include the workspace, which stores all objects that render in the 3D world. Environment services that store objects for environmental settings like light and audio. Replication services that store objects that replicate between the server and the client. Server and client services that store content and logic that's only for either the server or the client. And chat services, which store objects that enable voice or text chat features. The Roblox engine has many more services that provide built-in functionality that you can call within your scripts. But let's take a second to review those that are important for client-server interactions.
What do you mean by client-server interactions?
Oh hey, Ducks Are Yellow. I'm glad you asked. Roblox functions in a client-server model, an app structure that divides interactions between every player's device, also known as their client, and a Roblox server that maintains the ultimate source of truth for the experience, which is represented by its one or many data models. This division ensures that players can interact with their environment and each other in real time, and it allows the server to control the results of those interactions without a significant delay or unfair advantage for all clients. Let me give you an example of how this works. Let's say we're both playing a soccer game with me on my tablet and you on your phone, and I just press the button to kick the ball toward your goal. My tablet and your phone are clients that are responsible for communicating to the server when we press buttons to kick or block the ball and our relative positions in the 3D space. The server is responsible for taking this information and validating it with what it knows to be true, such as the position of the ball, how far away my character is from the goal, and if there are any obstacles in the ball's path. If the conditions are right and I'm able to score the goal, the server updates its source of truth runtime data model of the 3D space, communicates this version to both of our clients so that we both see me score the goal, and it increases my score.
But how does the server update the data model on clients?
That's a great question. The server updates each client's data model through a process called replication, the process of synchronizing the state of a place with all connected clients. The Roblox engine intelligently and automatically replicates data, physics, and chat messages between the server and client for many cases. But you can also specify certain objects to replicate by placing them in specific containers. To illustrate this point in our soccer game example, let's say that you want to update every player's on-screen UI with the latest score every time a player kicks the ball into their opponent's goal. When you include logic in the replicated storage service for this purpose, all clients get a copy of that logic so that everyone can track the current score and respond appropriately, such as updating their UI in the Starter GUI service that specifically stores every player's on-screen UI elements.
Are there any services I can use to organize objects or logic that I never want to be replicated to clients?
Absolutely. Server Script Service contains scripts that are never replicated to clients, and server storage contains objects that are only meant for server use. This allows you to have secure, server-side logic, and it allows the server to affect a client's behavior and state without exposing the server's objects and logic. For example, going back to our soccer game, it's important that players never have the ability to increase their score in any other way than scoring a goal. Keeping that logic behind the server protects the integrity of the game for all players. And that's a wrap on our overview of the data model. For more information on any of these concepts, as well as how to dynamically load and unload 3D objects from the data model, see the resources in the description.